Cody, is it hot here today?
Hotter than
Hotter than ever. I'm telling you guys, it is hot. I bet it's 105 outside. I'm in the cool room, but we leave the guys outside in the heat. That's why they like it.
it's messed up.
I'm telling you.
See you later.
Hey guys, it's Monday morning, but not so good. Trent pulled out at one of my jobs we did as a carry out. It's been sitting, I guess, for a couple months. He finally decided to put it in. Drove him around the block, and needless to say, he didn't make it back home. So we get it here. We get it. Trent got it on the lift, and he noticed the customer said the transbrake didn't work. Well, we got to looking. There's two wires to the transbrake button. One goes down here to the solenoid. The other one goes to a 12-volt power. Well, the other wire he just had hanging underneath the vehicle. So when you push the button, I guess he was waiting on a bolt of lightning or something to hit that wire and make that transbrake button work. But anyway, that's why the transbrake didn't work. But anyway, we noticed that the drive shaft's about 2 inches shorter than it needed to be. And I mean, it was hanging out the back of this tranny like crazy. And I'll show you what it did to my bushing. We noticed when we started looking at the converter spacing, he had 3 washers behind that converter on 3 pads. And when we took them out, the converter, we had to pry the flywheel apart basically to get the washers out. So that tells me way too many washers. He probably should have killed both of them and just put one. Now Trent did a earlier video that we already posted on how to space these converters and on this tranny when it was in the vehicle. But we got it out here. Now the customer supplied his converter. You can see the metal on top right there. You can see the metal all the way down in here. I'll just pull it out with my finger. That's all metal. Now the hub's not bad, anything like that. I believe we might be able to save the converter. He did drive it around the block, but I don't see no physical damage physically on the hub or anything like that. So we could probably clean it up, flush it, and reuse it. But we get over here. Now this is a Transbrake transmission, fully manual racing tranny that we built for the gentleman. We get over here, and you can see the pump bushing right here. Since the drive shaft was too short, it already took it down to the metal out on the outer tips, out on the outer edges. It wore it plumb out. Now that's because the drive shaft's too short. Now we do have our seal here for our yoke to keep it from leaking out the back. Now he doesn't have a speedometer or anything hooked up to this unit. Now, like I said, he made it around the block, Trent says.
Transmission.
And it quit.
It worked.
It worked. So, I'm hoping it didn't do much damage on the inside, but it did feel that's around the block, guys, on a brand new built unit. So, and what's bad is this is a really nice tranny when we give it to the gentleman. We have a deep pan, we have the deep tube, we have the filter spacer. Now this is a screen filter. It does not have any material in here like this filter. This is a standard automotive filter that we would put in your cars and stuff like that, daily drivers. Now we get into high horsepower units that have to flow a lot of fluid. There's physically a screen in here. You can see the filter is basically hollow and just got a little filter screen, that's it. It's got to move a lot of fluid. So if you put a one like that in there on a brand new tranny, you just made a big mistake because you're going to starve the pump. It can't suck through that filter. This thing's got to really move a lot of fluid. So, but anyway, we get in here. Now this is a Transmission Specialties billet valve body internal brake. Here's our ground wire. This is our 12-volt signal from the transbrake button that he didn't hook up. This is a really nice transmission, actually. Got our detent spring here. And we have our ground wire here. They'll come, when you get from Trent Specialty, you'll have to put your ends on, cut your wires to length and stuff like that. And we're going to Transbrake internal brake solenoid off.
Should be clean since it never pumped, huh? Maybe?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
I know you were. So, I mean, it is what it is. When you tell me, we explain to you, when you pick these units up, if you're going to do them, how to convert or space them, and we're very clear about it. And you go out and make a mistake. Everybody says, well, Richard, why do you get mad? You get to charge him again. That ain't the point. It's the point of me building something really nice and then them taking it home and destroying it. I mean, that's the thing. I enjoy doing this. So now these are all 12 or 6-point bolts here, and then you got your 12-point here, and then we have an Allen screw down here. Now when you put this on, you leave your original Transbrake solenoid in the case, and it comes with a plug. And you can see a really nice unit. Now these do not come with any gaskets. There will be a big old check ball under here. You can see that right there, and it will fall out. So you don't want to lose it, but it'll only rock back and forth, see. So, but you can lose it. You know, and oops, there you go. It's about the size of a marble, so maybe if you lost it, you might be able to put a marble in there. It might work. Probably would work, actually. Being a marble's really high glass content, so. Okay, you don't put any check balls back in here. You want to flat file this. You put your original modulator valve back in. And this plug right here will block the valve. There's no modifications. Some Transbrake brakes, not the billet ones, will have you grind across this land right here and make this a little bit deeper right here. But being an aluminum billet brake, that's not part of the instructions. Just an old style. Pretty simple. I know the tense is killing me. Is that the right word I'm using?
I can tell, yeah.
I mean, I want to get up in here really quick.
A little bit.
I want to get up in there quick.
I totally understand. I mean, y'all guys really don't understand. I mean, there's love that goes into building these units.
I'm telling
It's
you.
not about the money.
Yeah. And we have a rubber seal here. Now, on the Transbrake versions, you leave these two seals off. Some of the Transbrake valve bodies will come with their own spring too. So if it doesn't, just put your original spring back in there. And we have our case bolt here. Now this is a hollow bolt. Oh, I missed my, almost did. Yep. Don't tell me. I had problems with this last time, and I can't figure out why I'm having these issues.
Clip messed up?
Yeah. No, it looks really good, actually. I mean, it's trying to... Now you can see here we have our high pressure rings. You can see our pump washer here. Now this one here is adjustable. You can set your in clearance and stuff like that in the front part of the transmission from your support forward. So. Now you can see, of course, you can see here where he spaced it too much and shoved these gears backwards into the tranny. You can see the wear there. I mean, these were brand new gears. You can see here where it already rolled, just run it down in here. You can see the groove all the way around. I mean, that actually locks it in there.
Yeah.
But once you do that, you got your filter side or your suction and your pressure side, so you lose all pressure. It just goes to zero right off the bat when you do that. And it don't take much. That's probably 30 thousandths. I mean, these things, the clearances on these should be 3 to 5 thousandths. So there should be not much wear here at all. But look at that brand new pump gears. Boy, that pump body looks brand new. Thank goodness there. They said we can get another stator and put on there. That looks good. Put a set of new gears in there, bushing and seal, and we'll be good to go. Now you notice, you can see here, we do block our converter feed hole. That way we don't over boost the converter and shove the thrust bearing out of the crank. We'll look down in here real quick. Now being a Transbrake valve body, or Transbrake period tranny, you always want to run a metal boost valve right here. You always want to run metal, no aluminum. Okay. Now also, when you run a Transbrake, if you notice, the horseshoe clip right here is missing. I talked about that in an earlier video. So if you leave it in there and put it on top of this clip here, now you're going to have too much pressure in a 400. You're going to break it. You can break engagements. You're going to break the sprag in second gear. You're going to break all kinds of stuff, because just that little bit makes that big a difference. We know, huh, Trent? Put a pressure gauge on it and it'll show you.
That 20 to 30 thousandths in a lot when you talk the pressure.
Yeah. Like we know, when you're making high horsepower and you're going to make a shift, these trains usually shift out about 200 pounds. And if you're 20 pounds low, you're going to be in trouble. We have a nice billet hub. You can tell he almost tried to burn this thing up. I can just tell there's no oil, they're dry.
Yeah,
they're dry. Then basically the pump quit working, and then it just slung all of the fluid off the clutches and they just went totally dry. So that's probably going to be the whole way through. Allison clutches still look good, so I mean, he got lucky possibly in a lot of ways. Now, since we TIG weld our snap ring on our intermediate sprag, we'll take and cut this off right here a little bit, take it apart, clean it, inspect it again, make sure that no metal did any damage, even though he didn't drive it very far. Where to go? It's so hot here, our air conditioner ain't turned off in the office, or it ain't turned off in here all day long. We can't get it below 76 degrees in the office, and it's 83 in here right now, and the air conditioner's been on all day. Now we have our intermediate clutches. We have 4 in here. We go back with the 4L80E thin steels clutches, or we can get 4 of them in on a 400. So normally there's just 3.
That one clutch is a big upgrade.
Yes. One clutch in any drum is a big, big upgrade. Come on. Our brass washer here. And you see the new bushings in there, but you can still see, they say metal can get embedded into Babbitt. So you got to be really careful. We leave our second ring down from the top off. Looks like he's tried to drive it in reverse too, maybe a little bit with it low on fluid or the pump weakening. Like, you can tell he got the band hot too. You can see here how it was sliding.
Shiny.
The shiny. We scuffed these up where they look brand new to get the shininess off of them for the new band, but you can tell it's been slipping.
Yes, sir.
So it probably, once the pump failed, I'm shocked it even drove it out around the block, because a lot of these will, if they misstab them, normally they won't back out of the driveway. But since he only cut it that little 30 thousandths or something, he was able to get around the block before it just really wiped it out. But there it is, guys, another carry out. So luckily I'm gonna save this guy. I'm a nice guy. I've got a stator back there I can clean up and put in here, and put some clutches and stuff back in this and get him back going, space it all. It's not gonna be free, 'cause I don't do nothing for free. I mean, my time's worth a lot of money. Did I say that, Trent?
That's worthy.
It is.
Sure,
I
that's
mean,
worthy.
it is. I spend a lot of time back here, guys. 40 years on a bench, and believe me, I do them all right. So for somebody to take it and put it in again and destroy one of my nice units, it's terrible. So y'all guys, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again, Trent, for recording, and I'm going home. I can hear supper cooking on the stove right now. Let's go.
Have a wonderful
Y'all have a
day.
great day.